Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is Wednesday, November 29th, 2017. Well, folks, the big focus today is on the tech sector, the QQQ collapsing today in epic fashion. You saw some drops in semiconductor names, big tech names that are honestly unparalleled in recent history. Just take a look. Not only do you see the drop here on the QQQ, I mean, zoom out on this, right? Literally, you just wiped out 5 straight days of gains, even more than that because you wiped out this. But this big gap is the one that was really impressive. Just in one morning session, boom, basically in an hour of trading, just like that. But take a look at certain stocks like LRCX. I mean, look at Lam Research. Lam Research here, there's no bad news on this company, no nothing, but the stock at one point was down over 10% today. Micron, same thing. Look at the drop on Micron earlier today. Right now down 8%. At the lows was down about 10%. Nvidia, one of the high flyers, look at this drop today. And this is after a very impressive bounce back, but today at the lows was down close to 10% as well. Then go to stock like Facebook, and I got a bunch of day trading lines on here. We actually day traded Facebook today for 75-cent profit. Beautiful little trade. There were actually 4 day trade winners, 4 for 4 today in the intraday stock chat. And then we had a beautiful 4 trifecta, actually it's a quadfecta of winners in the research center, which is swing trades, knocked 4 for 4 with huge gains there. Some long, some short. It was just a beautiful plethora, cornucopia, whatever you want to call it around this Thanksgiving period of winners in the research center. Monster winners there, folks. Just very, very cool to see. Okay, bottom line is here you can see Facebook. Look at this, down $7 today. Apple's down over 4, which is a monster drop for Apple. Netflix, which I've been pounding I closed out one of the position swing trading lines was Netflix. We covered it right down here on the short. The reason I was pounding the table on this was the net neutrality rules. They're talking about unrolling those or redoing, essentially getting rid of them, and that could be humongous. It would mean that these internet providers could start charging Netflix because Netflix takes up so much bandwidth on the internet. And if that actually comes to fruition and they do roll those back, Netflix could be down $30 more here. I mean, I've been pounding the table on this as a short. It had a beautiful bear flag playing out beautifully. And again, we took our profits here as well. It's just, I mean, bottom line, folks, the volatility comes back and the profits swell. I mean, it's just that simple. We've been knocking it out in the options alerts. We have 3 services, right? So you have the day trading intraday stock chat, which is day trades. You got the research center, which is in research on the market as well as swing trade alerts. And then you got the options alerts. And all of them are just producing right now in the last week, 2 weeks. Unbelievable. Because again, it's just about needing some volatility in names. And you can see volatility robust. It would be an understatement in just today's action, especially on the QQQ. Now, interestingly enough, the spiders, the S&P, is barely down today. So this has been a pure, simple tech wreck. Even the Russell isn't even down. The Russell's been leading things. Russell's up 61 cents on the IWM today. You can see it's off its highs, but starting to move up in light lunchtime volume. But the bottom line is, it's very intriguing to watch this market do its thing right now because the tech sector, the QQQ down 1.75%, was down 2% at the lows. But then if you turn over to the S&P 500, the S&P 500 is flat. So it shows you that this is a rotational move. This is not a massive whole market top or anything like that. It's a rotational move in the market. That is all at this point. Now, could it develop into something bigger? Yes. Based on today's action, if we close down here on the QQQ, you will have a major top on the Qs based on volume and price movement, but you do not have that on the S&P nor the Russell. And you need to have it on all the indexes, mainly the S&P and the Russell. Dow, I mean, maybe on the Dow if you could get it as well as bonus, but really the S&P and the NASDAQ are the 2 keys. You'll get it on the NASDAQ today, assuming we don't rally back sharply, but looking at the S&P, not even close. We would have to drop literally $1.50 into the end of the day. Now, you are making a bear flag here. I mean, let's not, let's call a spade here. Good sell-off intraday on the spiders, and you're making a bearish pattern. But for the most part, because the volume's been so light, we haven't seen any sort of hiccup in the S&P today other than a fade when the NASDAQ was collapsing. You got to think that overall, you're not going to get that type of move. I'd be very surprised if we got that type of move. Some of the profits today that we generated were coming from retailers. I've been literally for the last month screaming strong buy on retail stocks. Bed Bath Beyond was one of them, up another $1.20 today. This was just rocketed. We took an 11% gain on this trade. I'm still holding JCP here, but JCP getting close to where I'll probably take some profits on this as well, up another 5% today. What's amazing about JCPenney, folks, is that this stock was literally trading at $2.35 just like a month ago. And it's now at 368. I mean, percentage-wise, that's like a 50% stock price move. That's incredible. All right, so again, just something interesting there. But again, it's all about tech today. That's what it's all about. People are deleveraging in the tech sector, but not in the S&P. You're still seeing stocks like Boeing essentially flat to positive. Home Depot's doing pretty well today, and especially the banks. The banks had a huge move yesterday, and again, the banks are doing very, very well today. Bottom line is profits at InTheMoneyStocks.com. That's the only thing you should care about. You want the trades, you want the options, join the options alerts. You want the swing trades, join the research center. You want the day trades, join the chat room. Profits today, monstrous. Come join us at InTheMoneyStocks.com.